whakarongo ki te tangi o te manu, e karanga nei tui 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 a. Tui ai runga, tui ai raro, tui ai waho, tui ai roto, tui ai te tangata karongo te pō, karongo te ao ti hei mauri o kia ora te whānau ko Vijankai tōku ngō. Ko ngā puhi tōku iwi. Ko ngā toki matawharo tōku waka. Basically what I said for the non-Māori speaking folk is, hi, my name is Ko Vijankai, my tribe is Ngāpuhi, and the boat that my people used to get from Hawaii to New Zealand is ngā toki matawharo. Church. It is currently 8:45 a.m. But let me take you back 12 years. 12 years ago today, 8:45 a.m. It is a Wednesday. I'm getting dressed up in black jeans, a nice shirt, and I'm just about to head off to work. Now, my mother asked me at the time if I really wanted to go to work. And I said, I don't want to, but I have to. Because Uncle Frankie would get mad at me if I wasn't out there making money. And he would have. We all know that he would have. So, I went out there and I made myself some money. About 12 p.m. that day, I come back home just to go from one car to another to then head off to Whangarei. About 4 hours later we make it to Whangarei. About 4:10. And that evening at 7:13 p.m. on Wednesday, September 18th, 2013, my Uncle Frankie would pass away. Which means September 19th, we would be at the funeral home. On the night of September 19th, we would be at Karetu Marae. On the morning, September 20th, I would be in the kitchen of Karetu Marae with family. And I would see my Uncle Frankie's brother, Kenny, walk in. Now, Kenny and I, up to that point, hadn't seen one another in about 15 years. But when he walked in, I slapped my little cousin on the back of the shoulder, and I pointed over to him, and my little cousin thought that it was Uncle Frankie. But obviously it wasn't. It hadn't kicked in yet. I've told this story a couple times, but when I was younger, I wasn't really into the whole meat or fruit thing. Not really. And if I did eat fruit, it wouldn't be a large amount. But I remember one day I was at my Uncle Frankie's place in Whangarei, and my mum and my aunties and my sisters, they had all gone out to whatever girls do. And so it was just me and Uncle Frankie at home. And I was laying there on this fucking god-awful, god-uncomfortable fucking beach chair. It was fucking uncomfortable. And then Uncle Frankie brings out this massive mink blanket, picks me up in one arm, throws the blanket down. Now remember, I'm really young at this point. So he picks me up, hoists me over his shoulder, throws this blanket down, pads it out, whatever, throws me back on it, and walks off, doesn't say anything. Now it's kind of comfy, but whatever. He walks off, he comes back with a jar of cherries. And he puts them, on the edge of the seat. Eat one. If you don't like it, I won't ever make you eat another fruit ever again. But you have to eat one. Yeah, that's alright. Can I have another one? Yeah, you can have another one. That's alright. Can I have another one? Long story short, I spend about 45 minutes manging these cherries. Black cherries. Soaked black cherries. I start manging these cherries, and then after the last one's been manged, I pass out. I wake up. To me, it's been minutes. To the rest of the world, it's been 2.5, 3 hours. I woke up to find out that those cherries were spiked with whiskey. Specifically, what was it? Was it Jim Beam? Nah, he wouldn't have wasted Jim Beam. Jack Daniels, maybe. I can't remember. All I remember, though, my mum got super mad. Like, she got super happy that I was eating my fruit, and quite a large amount. And then she found out what they were soaking in, and then she got super unhappy with my uncle. But I woke up, and I felt nothing. And by I felt nothing, I don't mean emotionally. Emotionally, I was distraught. I was hurt. I was in pain. But physically, I could feel nothing because of the numbness of the alcohol against my everything. And a lot of people might see that as abuse, right? Because, you just got a fucking kid drunk and then left him on a beach chair. Y'all realize that, one, I was like a teenager, almost, I think. Was I? Where was I living? No, I was here. So I was past teenager. Yeah. Well, I wasn't here in this house, but I was up there in that house, over on Clayton Road. So yeah, I was a teenager at that point, which means I'm dumb enough to make my own decisions, like trusting people. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. The point of this video was, and will always be, that today is September 18th, which means today, 12 years ago, my Uncle Frankie passed away. And everyone asks me what the happiest day of my life was. September 24th, 1992. The day my little brother was born. But the hardest day of my life, it wasn't November of 2009 when I died. It wasn't 1997 when I died. You know, it wasn't pick a time when I died. The hardest time was the week after my Uncle Frankie passed away. Because when I got something right, when I achieved something, he was the first person I'd call. Because I knew that no matter how tired he was, he'd always be hyped for me. So, yeah. I just wanted to come here and just say to y'all, if you're going through some shit with some people, hug those people, love those people. Because one day you'll only have memories, and you don't want all of them to be bad. Tēnā koe, tēnā koutou, tēnā no tātou katoa kaheke, kia kaha, kia maia, kia mano nui. Be strong, be brave, be steadfast. Stand up for what you believe in, because even if you stand alone, your thoughts and opinions deserve to be heard. My name's Kovajenke, and I will see you next time. Peace.